The Sony LIP-12 lithium-ion battery was used in many models, but since it's more than 20 years old, most of them are dead. Here, we see a Sony MZ-R30 with a recelled LIP-12. I replaced the original old battery with a new lithium 18650. To do this, we need to break into the old LIP-12 and remove the old battery. If you're careful, you can glue it back together and it will fit in just fine. Let's get started. Here, I've got 3 LIP-12s to resell. It wasn't easy to get in them, so I'll just show you the best parts. The blue cell is the original Sony. The green one is a new Samsung with a higher capacity. Always pay attention to where the positive end is. Usually there are lines around the positive tip. Let's look at the original LIP-12. There's a switch you can use to mark if it's charged or not. The cells are glued and will need to be carefully pried apart. Here are some of the tools you may need to get into it. Some people say a vice grip and a twisting motion can crack the casing cleanly. I didn't have any success with this, and I didn't want to damage the casing. After 4 different attempts, I had the best result by starting at the indicator switch. Pry carefully with a thin, flathead screwdriver. The battery inside is round, so there's some space to work with. If it helps, the top section of the case has an internal lip that the bottom portion of the case sits on. Once you break through, you can slide along carefully. Once you get to the corner, pry carefully. Now, continue along the other side. Once you break the seal, slide down carefully. From the rear, you'll see the battery and attached terminal. Wedge something thin and flat in there carefully, and you can lever out the battery. In this case, I'll allow the case to stay hinged. As you can see, the battery terminals are attached. We can pry them off gently with a flat screwdriver. Don't worry about bending them too much. We can flatten them later. Work gently and little by little. It will come off. Once the end is off, we can do the same on the other side. Again, just gentle, gradual prying. And now the old cell is out. This new Samsung 18650 has double the capacity and was only $4. Let's use some pliers to flatten the battery terminals. They don't have to be perfect. We'll tape them in place, and the friction fit is actually pretty tight. It's crucial to get the polarity correct. I've labeled the positive and minus here. Fits perfectly, and we can secure it with electrical or capped-on tape. Tape might not seem like the best fix, but after fixing a lot of these, the fit is so tight it actually works, without tape. Close it carefully to check the fit, then we'll seal it with some plastic glue. Some people prefer to just friction fit or tape it so they can replace it later. I've used this BSI glue with great success for plastic fixes from toys to tools. It's got a precision tip, so apply a thin layer and I'll tape it closed until it dries. Here, I'm holding it firmly and taping it shut so the glue can cure properly. Another good tip is to add a small tab or handle so you can pull the battery out if it's a tight fit. The battery compartments can be very tight. It's been sitting for a while, so let's remove the tape and test. As you can see, it looks well sealed. It slides in with a bit of friction, but that's okay. In my experience, sitting in there will help clamp it properly for a better fit. The tab works fine to remove it. Let's check the charging. And there you have it. It's charging. For about $4 and some time, you can rebuild your own LIP-12. Thanks for watching.